What's up, y'all? It's me, Erica. We are down here. I need to put the sun visor down. The sun is coming up. What is going on? Y'all, I am chilling this morning. I came down here to talk about Love and Marriage Huntsville and Potomac. Potomac was boring as hell. When I tell you it was so boring, it was so boring. I didn't take any notes. I was like, what am I watching? What is this? What is happening here? What is going on? I hope everybody had a good weekend. We hit 15,000 subscribers. That was on Friday. And then on the 1st, I premiered my new intro. Now, it's not going to be the intro to the videos. It's going to be the intro to the channel. So when people are new and come to the channel, they will see, you know, what this channel is all about. So I am going to be working on some other things as well. So I am so glad that it was well received. Shout out to Jay, the artist. She is a subscriber who, you know, offered her services, and she did a really great job. It was so funny because I was on Twitter. We go back and forth on Twitter all the time, all day, throughout the day, right? And I said on Twitter, I need an intro for my channel. And as soon as you put that, all these graphic designers start trying to send you DMs. Your DMs aren't open, and this and that, and this and that. And I, you know, to be honest, I was looking for a black designer, and I'm just going to be honest. That's what I want. I wanted a black designer, graphic designer. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to wait until I see like somebody black say something. And then I think Jay went into my DMs, and she was like, you need an intro, girl. You know I'm a graphic designer. I was like, shut your damn mouth. So I told her what I wanted, and she came up with that, and it was very beautiful. It resonated with me, and I'm glad that it resonated with a lot of you. I loved it. So if you go to that video, a link to her page, if you want or seek services, graphic design services, she's available. Very good, affordable, and we around here supporting black people, especially black women. Okay. So go ahead and like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know you stopped by. And let's talk about Love and Marriage Huntsville, and I'll see if we have time to talk about Potomac. But Potomac was so... look, let me tell you how I didn't take any notes. I was watching Potomac as I was cleaning out the refrigerator, okay? I didn't take any notes or anything like that. I didn't do none of that. So I'm like, I went to the description of the episode to see if, like, will it jog my memory? I don't know if we may not get a Potomac, if I remember, because I really don't remember much from it. Anyways, so let's talk about Love and Marriage Huntsville. It was more interesting than Potomac. Y'all, should we just talk about Potomac? Because I didn't have anything to talk about, really. No, let's talk about Love and Marriage Huntsville. We're going to do them in order. All right. We start off with Mel and Letitia. Is that her name? Letitia or Tisha. She's over at Mel's house. And they're having this conversation. They said they're going to work on their relationship. So she's coming to the house. They're sitting there having a conversation, and, you know, Mel, it's like fake, you know, that's the one thing I do not like about Melody Holt, is that she's fake. She's phony. Like, I feel like she's phony. For those who are, you know, relating to her based on whatever issue she's having with, and you feel like you need to defend Melody, I think she's fake. That's from my perspective. These two eyes don't see what your two eyes see. When I see her, I see very inauthentic, very phony, very performative, very pageant. Like, she gives me, it's always put on the best face, always, right? And so that's what she's doing with Letitia. It's very fake. It's very formal. They don't seem like friends, even let me tell you something, even if you have a problem with a friend of yours, right? And you guys don't speak for a while, and she comes back over to your house or you go over there. The energy, typically, I guess depending on the situation on which you're coming back together from, but typically you can start where you left off. And there is a bond already there that you already have to work on. So you could say, hey, we're getting back from our hurdle that we had, but girl, what the fuck has been going on? You know what I mean? It's like this formal, would you like a drink? Do you want me to take your coat? All this other stuff. It's real strange to me. So I was just like, okay, girl. So they're sitting there and she's telling her about the chocolate champagne. Letitia is letting her know that, they're just basically catching up, right? This is what I have going on. Melody's telling her what she has going on. Letitia's saying that they're going to Texas Cigar Week and they're going to go to Houston to build another location for Blaque. Melody says she has been enjoying her peace. What I tell you, I'm trying to tell y'all, the peace is that girl, honey. Peace is that girl. Peace is that girl, child. Just being free. That's what Melody said. That's what she's loving right now. And then she asked Letitia, how is COVID affecting the marriage? And she says, well, we spend a lot of time together. We've had an opportunity to spend a lot of time together. And but he's always busy. It's always business. And our 15-year anniversary is coming up, and so we want to celebrate that or whatever. Melody said something about being a team effort, working towards a common goal. Stay committed to the goal of your relationship, which is actually some really good advice. And you know what's really crazy is like when people are not married or have been married or have been in a relationship and they get a divorce, and then other people say, why would I take advice about marriage from you? Well, I can tell you what not to do, right? I can tell you what I did so that you won't repeat those things. You can learn a lot from somebody who has failed at something. They could tell you what not to do. Okay? So that was really good advice. I felt like she gave her. Stay committed to the goal. Whatever the goal is for your relationship, of course, you both have to agree upon the goal, but whatever that goal is, we're going to work towards together. What's your individual goal? Okay, I'm going to help you get towards your goal. What's your individual goal? Okay, I'm going to help you. And what's our goal as a unit? Then let's help each other get there. I thought that was really good advice that she gave. Coming off of being newly divorced, somebody would dismiss her advice because she's divorced. What does she know? You know what I mean? And you can't always do that. She's saying that the romance is still there. What were the signs that I missed? What'd she say? What were the signs that she missed? I guess she's talking about what she learned from the relationship. I don't remember why I wrote that. But Melody says that you should try talking to a therapist. And she says, well, it's hard to do that when the man thinks he knows everything. Is that okay? So if I say that men don't like to go to therapists because they think they know everything, and or they know that a third party is going to be able to look at their bullshit and call them out on their bullshit, and they're used to being able to manipulate situations to where they can get over on their bullshit and be coddled and protected throughout all of that, would I be able to say, based on what we see these several women say, men don't like to go to therapy? Now, as individuals, would that go in to say that women are more flexible? They're more willing to go to therapy. They're more willing for someone else to say, hey, here's where you gone wrong, or here's where you did this wrong, and here's how you can do it differently, and give you resources and tools. Would that say that women, they go into self-awareness and self-correcting and this evolution of self at a better rate than men, because men think they know everything and nobody can tell them that they're wrong, and so therefore they don't go to seek out help from somebody to tell them, here's where you were wrong and here are some other tools that you can use to be a better self, so that you can be better in your life and better with your friends and better with your family and with your partner, and more importantly with yourself. Okay, so we see a theme, right? Here's another woman from a different show talking about her marriage and talking about how, oh yeah, we want to go to therapy, but it's hard when the man thinks he knows everything. If you get somebody to go to therapy, a male to actually go to therapy, that's really good. But if you get one that has a bunch of stipulations like, oh, I don't want a female, I don't want this, I don't want that, you don't want somebody to tell you that I see your shit. That's what it really is. And you don't want to feel like if another woman calls you out on your shit and it sounds similar to what your partner has been saying, now you being ganged up on. Now you, oh my God, please help me, I'm in a corner. These women who don't know as much as me are they're ganging up on me and taking away my masculinity. The way y'all been socialized, it's so easy to drag you. And it's like crazy because it's like y'all really be operating from a place where like you really think you know everything. Look at Martell. Look at Martell. Y'all really think you know everything, and you really think you got to figure it out, and you really think that no one else can tell you what to do. Somebody gonna have to tell you. Martell goes and has a conversation with his mom. He said Mel closed the door in his face. So I guess we didn't get to see that, right? Because all we saw was him come in the door, she go outside, have a conversation with him, and then her go back in the house, and then Vanessa or Van at the door letting Martell back in. So they must have got into it and they just cut it out. Because he said Mel slammed the door in his face. So we missed that. He said Van was there, he's sitting there talking with his mother, I'm trying to figure out the way his mother, where she was positioning herself. How could you not understand that the mother of Melody, who was extremely hurt by your son, how could you not understand that woman would have an attitude with Martell? You got an attitude just by him telling you that lady had an attitude with him. Why? Because that's your child? Is that why you got an attitude? What she got an attitude for? She got an attitude because she's the mother of the person who your son harmed, lady. She has the right to have an attitude. If your parents don't have an attitude with the person who harmed you, you need to check that relationship. Shit. Check it. Okay? It didn't feel right. Y'all just gotta move forward. You know me, I just stay in my lane. Because believe it or not, I got a life over here. Now, I understand what she's saying. But I just don't understand how you could not understand why Van had an attitude with your child. Your child harmed her child, right? And she got an attitude. And because of his harm, right? Because of his violence in the relationship that caused the dismantling of his marriage, now her grandchildren are going to be in a home without a father, right? Now her grandkids have another statistic attached to their identity. You're from a fatherless home. And she didn't want that. So, yes, she got an attitude, okay? Because they had their shit, right? They had what the people want black love to look like. Two equally, to me, two equally successful people creating a successful partnership that looks like a marriage and doing your thing. But Martell screwed it up, okay? And so Van got an attitude. I hope now you understand it since I explained it that way. Melody is always gonna be my daughter-in-law. Don't the mothers of the niggas who fucked up, don't they always say she gonna always be mine? No, she not. He gonna bring another somebody up in there, and you gonna, and I love you. You my favorite daughter-in-law, honey. We know how that goes. Okay. What does she want to talk about? What do you mean? What does she want to talk about? I guess Martell's mother is like, she need to stay out of it. That's none of her damn business. But you're not going to be over there supporting Melody, are you? Have you watched your grandkids since? Like, took them from Melody, not from Martell. Took them from Melody. Have you? Have you been her support since she's been a single mother with 4 fucking kids? Have you? Whatever your name is, lady. Okay. Her mother has, right? Her mother is over there while the kids are getting picked up. So her mother has to be her support, right? You don't have to do that. That's why you can stay in your lane. Because you don't have to do nothing because you got the son who fucked up, right? So while he goes to the next woman and fucks up her life and leaves another fatherless home, you're going to be staying in your lane because she's going to need support from whoever the hell she needs support from. Come on. I can't even think of his mother's name. I just put mom. Shit. Marsau and Jaylin. Marsau is so manipulative and triggering, and that double talking used car salesman. I could never sit across from a person like that. I would call you on your shit immediately. You would not like me. You wouldn't like me. You would not like me because what are you talking about, Marsau? You right now don't make any sense what you're saying to me. And because you think you know everything, you think that what's coming out of your mouth, I'm going to swallow it and sit here and smile and think that it sounds like it has some logic when it doesn't. I was sitting there like, this nigga is out of control. And I'm so glad Jaylin sat up there and said, what'd he say? They don't take responsibility for their mistakes and mishaps. I had no on-the-job training. All these fucking metaphors that Marsau was using, shut up and speak clearly. Like I said, I don't like a nigga who speaks in riddles. I don't. Because what that's doing is, one, you think that you're manipulating a situation to benefit you. You think that that's what's about to happen. That's number one. And 2, you have insulted my intelligence. Now I really got a problem with you. Well, you're an outgoing guy. I'm not outgoing. He's saying that. He's telling you outgoing. No, I'm not. Whatever hypnotherapy class you took, Marsau, go get your money back. Because it's not working. I'm not an outgoing guy. He's like, you're always telling me we got to work with what we got. When I call you or Tisha need help, y'all telling me to work it out myself. I need more help. When I call you guys tell me to figure it out. I'm going to need some help. I just put hush with the slick talk. I don't like it. I had no on-the-job training. Oh, he says he's going to get him an assistant manager. Now, you guys know that I said that about the Frost Bistro. I said that about that steak and shrimp place over there of Candies. I said every reality show family who's opening a food service business, please stop hiring your children who have played video games for the last 18 years. Okay? Please stop hiring them to run your business. Please stop being cheap, ballers, and hire a professional, and then your child can shadow that person for however long you want to put this person on a contract and say, hey, listen, my kid, we running a family business. I want my son to run the restaurant, or my nephew or whoever the hell to run my restaurant. I need him to shadow you as a restaurant manager, because he don't know shit about being a restaurant manager. He's not outgoing. He really don't have the people skills. So we need to train him. Instead of putting your children, and then if something fails or they don't do well, who are you blaming them for not figuring it out? No, you cannot expect someone to build a house, not just without the tools, but without the fucking blueprint, okay? You can't build no fucking house without a plan, okay? You can give here's the restaurant. Here it go. And he looking like, okay, now what you want me to do? I don't know what to do with this shit. Y'all be setting these kids up to fail and tell them, you need to figure it out. You ain't never ran no damn restaurant. Why the hell would you think Jaylin knows how to run a restaurant? Girl, it's a mess. I'm glad he called their ass out. They don't take responsibility for their mistakes and mishaps. I loved it. Call their ass out. Van and Martell are at the park. Martell brings it up right away. I got the hand, And she was like, okay. I'm not here to attack you. I'm not here to blame you for anything. Okay, so he was making it seem like Van wasn't supportive, I guess. I don't know. See, and that's a problem when you're dealing with someone with the mind like Martell. It's always something. It's like you do something petty and you do something passive aggressively, right? And then when the person responds, then all of a sudden it's like, well, things were done to me too. No, you did that shit on purpose. You doing stuff on purpose. You're dealing with two petty people. Oh, look at the spider. You doing two petty people you are dealing with. Okay? People came at her, at the mom, by making it seem, because there's going to be a group of women who, no matter what happened, they are going to protect the legacy of Martell Holt. And I'm sure that so many women went to Melody's mother's page or whatever, wherever in her digital space, and was harassing her. I'm sure of it. I'm positive. Melody has never spoken to your mom the way that you have spoken to me. He couldn't say nothing. What can you say? And that's why the mom is mad. It's almost as though when the son does something, the mom does not, she can completely separate herself from the violence that her son enacted in whoever's life. She can disassociate herself and stay in her own lane. Meanwhile, if the woman has a support group, her mother more than likely is going to be there to support her, or her grandmother, or if she has sisters, that's what's going to happen. You talk to Melody's mother in a disrespectful way. Melody has never spoken to your mother that way. Why? Why do you think you have the space to do it? First of all, why do you think you can disrespect me? Why? Because Martell's did not learn how to respect women. He doesn't know how to respect women. He's dishonoring his mother by cheating on Melody. You dishonor your name. And what's crazy is we don't live in a society where a man dishonoring his marriage, it doesn't look like he's dishonoring. You're dishonoring yourself. You're dishonoring your mother. You dishonor your father. You're dishonoring your legacy because you didn't even have enough self-control to, one, fix it. Two, figure out, okay, if I'm unhappy, I need to leave it, right? You wanted to enact violence within your partnership by cheating on your wife, and not only cheating on her for 5 years, but then having a baby. And you wonder why motherfuckers got an attitude, and you got the nerve to be disrespectful to her mother? She ain't never done nothing to you but give you her daughter and say, are you going to protect her? And you didn't. So she does have a problem with you. She might have an attitude with you. She might. We were a family. My grandkids are now in a separate home. She said, I do forgive you, but we need to be good for the kids. All of us need to be good for the children because their lives have been shifted. So we need to be good for them. You know, things change. I don't have the answers. She said, but for years, you lied. You was with Ariane for 5 years. Was it 5 years? How long was it? How long? I'm sure y'all will tell me in the comments. However long it was, and whoever else it was. You lie. You are a liar. You dishonor yourself, your marriage, this woman, and her entire family. And meanwhile, your mama can stay in her lane. Child, please. And everybody else got to pick up the pieces from Martell. Y'all did a hell of a job pretending. We did a hell of a job pretending. I told you when I saw Huntsville for the first time, I said, that lady with that yellow hair, she's lying. I could look at her and tell she was lying. I could look at her and tell right in here that she was lying. Go back and watch the first season. You can see the lies right in here in Melody's face. You can see that. I don't know Melody from a can of paint. But I looked at her and I said, that lady is lying. I don't care what she's saying. Whatever is coming out her mouth is not the truth. And the mother said, y'all did a hell of a job. Yes. For some people could see right through that shit, but some people no. Girl, I could see it. We got to keep a sense of normalcy. She said it's not a mistake. After a while, after 5 years, that was a choice. You made a choice. It was don't call it a mistake. Call it a choice. Call it a choice. He did hug her and said, I apologize for all this. Tiffany and Lewis is our new couple. This is going longer than I thought. They got a son, Lemire and David. One is from a previous relationship. So they have 2 children. One is by him. They got the same daddy. So he's the same daddy. But they're a year apart. They may not even be a year apart. We got to get the backstory on that. I'm very interested. I was trying to do the math and I was like, hold up. But then they got married. So you got a 14-year-old son and you're only been married for 1 year. And we always ask this question. Why the fuck do black relationships have to look like that? You have a child that's 14 years old. You have another child by another woman who's 15 years old. And you've been married to this woman for 1 year. But you sitting on the couch. Listen. What advice are you giving about Martell and Melody? Because I need to know what your story. I need to hear about your credentials. Because I want to hear how you was navigating through your relationship for the last 14 years. Sir Lewis. Yeah. Why is it that every nigga on this show ain't shit? I don't understand it. Because quiet as kept, Maurice ain't shit either. Okay? I don't give a fuck. Maurice ain't shit. So she tells him that she's invited to Destiny's party. All right. Tisha, she goes ahead of Marsau to Texas for the Cigar week. They're going to bring chocolate. And he's coming tomorrow because he has some things to do with chocolate in a bottle or chocolate in a champagne. What is it called? Champagne in the chocolate? I don't know what it's called, child. I feel this is the setup of the cheating rumors. You're staying back. The bottles, I mean, he was laying on the bed. I don't know what he was doing or whatever, because I was trying to see his little surroundings or whatever. But he's saying that the bottles are the label on the bottles are messed up, so he got to get those fixed before he does anything. I think he's lying, but anyways, it's none. Don't miss your flight, she says, and they're gonna have a week without the kids, and she wants a little romantic time. And he says we can have sex, and she was like, that's not what I'm talking about. He says, I could save us a lot of money. We could just have the sex. He was like, nope, there's no romance without finance. To take care of your business. That was funny. I know that. No romance without finance. Yeah. Destiny has her birthday brunch. They got on their revenge dresses. They look bad as hell. I was like, yes, ma'am. Honey, they don't know. What were they thinking? They weren't, honey. Yes, they were. They were thinking they were in their right minds. They just expected for y'all to stay. That's all. That's all. That's all. When y'all realize that when you goop them with the like, I'm not staying, that's when they be like, oh, wait a minute. I didn't think that. Because remember, Martell said she should have went to the old ladies and got advice from them. He's talking about the old ladies that say a man will be a man and you need to stay with your man and this is your family, girl. You got to keep your family together. Don't let no hoe come into your life and ruin your family. That's your man, girl. That's what he wanted. That's what he wanted Melody to go here. Melody said, I got a trick for you, bitch. I got a trick for you. Anyway, so she thinks that Tiffany will be a good connection because she works down on the women's committee, she said. We had a rough day yesterday. She was like, why you didn't call me? She was like, I'm starting to figure out or starting to see that I might not be the friend that I think I am to Destiny. Destiny wants to be in everybody else's business, but she don't want anybody in hers. But Miss Tiffany... put everybody in your business, girl. Bitch, Destiny had to get up and walk away. I said, ooh, Tiffany, girl. So she came in. We need to revisit that. She said she's not going to say anything now. That's what Melody said. She's not going to say anything now. We're going to revisit that. They tell Kimmy that she got a divorce. Kimmy didn't know how to act. She was like, girl, what? She was like, I don't know whether. She was like, girl, so congratulations. Don't worry about it. It's good, right? So Tiffany comes in. Tiffany lets everybody know she's a newlywed. Bitch, you ain't a newlywed. If you've been with a nigga for 15, wait a minute. Y'all got a baby together. I need to hear their story. Y'all got a baby together. And he's 14 years old, and y'all been married a year. Y'all not newlyweds. See, that's the shit I be saying. Like, it's something in the brain, because you're not a newlywed. You're not a newlywed. You're not a newlywed. You've been with that man for 15 years. I need to know their story before I go off, because that don't make sense to me. That shit is dumb. That's some fantasy shit. You are not a newlywed. I don't give a fuck if you got married yesterday. Y'all been together for 15 years. You're not a newlywed. That is the cognitive dissonance for me. And everybody's like, oh, gosh, she's a newlywed. No, they've been together 15 years. I need to hear that story right now. Because, bitch, y'all not going to play this game with me. Okay? Y'all not going to play this game with me. Tiffany lets everybody know Monster was vaping in the bathroom. First of all, that's none of your damn business. You were out of order for injecting a child into a conversation about something that you know is socially unacceptable. And you know how black people are about our business. So you're going to sit that business right in the middle of the street. Right? That was wrong as hell. Now, what happened between you and Destiny and whoever LeBaric was seeing at the time, or whoever you were introduced to, I didn't understand the story, but it wasn't Destiny. And that was fine, because that was an experience you had. But you bringing up Monster and him vaping in the bathroom, out of order. No. And I'm with Kimmy. First of all, who brings up a kid at a situation like this? You just met me, and then you're going to tell me some shit that he's in the bathroom vaping? Mm-mm. Now, I don't know why Destiny is mad at Kimmy. I mean, not Kimmy. What's the girl's name? Melody. for bringing Tiffany into the group. I think that's what their beef is starting to come from, but we'll figure it out next episode. But Destiny got up and walked away, and she was like, girl, I'm sorry. I mean, it was a little dramatic that you got up and walked away, but I'm sorry. What she say? No shade. Something she said. I met you. That wasn't me. She was like, I wasn't trying to be shady. Jaylin has a crush on Destiny. What do y'all think about Tiffany? I gotta go. It's been 40 minutes. What do you guys think about Tiffany? Tiffany reminds me of Ashley Darby. I don't know why. Anyways, maybe it's her head. So, what do y'all think about the episode? I don't think Tiffany, the thing with Destiny, I don't know. She met another woman, and then when she met Destiny was said that wasn't her that she met. So the relationship is over. You are happy that you've got a divorce. So you storming out like that, was it dramatic? Yeah, it was dramatic. But maybe she wanted to be dramatic. She seemed like she wanted to be dramatic about it. So we'll see how it continues next week. I don't remember. Anyways, y'all, take care of each other and protect your energy. Let's get down in the comments. Sorry, I was talking a lot. I always talk a lot with Love and Marriage Huntsville, because it's just so many layers and so many dynamics in this show. That's why it's a really good show. It's just so many layers, and it's like, I don't even think what's really odd. It's like the men have such an audacity, and these women too, like Jen Shaw, like Erica Girardi. It's the audacity that you get on in front of a camera and believe that you can fool people with your behavior. Like you think that thousands of people looking at you are not going to be able to tell that you're full of shit. And then like even Marsau talking to Jaylin the way he was, like, do you think that somebody sitting watching you talk to this boy is not going to be able to say you're full of shit right now? Like, that's the audacity. Anyways, y'all, take care of each other, protect your energy. Peace.